Hey everyone, my name's David. I want to thank you for either A, buying this video series, or B, watching this introductory video and considering buying it. My wife kind of tricked me into doing this. She says it was back child support, but it's not. We went through a divorce and she has half ownership in my business. So she said if I made this series, she'd sell me her half for $1. I've been thinking about doing something like this for a long time anyway, so this worked out well for everybody. She gets all the money, but hey, I get my business back and you guys get some excellent training. Believe me, I'm going to give you 150% effort in this video. Now, basically I'd like to go over exactly what it is you're going to learn in this series. And before I begin, I want to say I'm not a professional speaker, I'm not an actor. I do own a heating and air business. I've been in business for 7 years now, very successful business, and I was the operations manager for a large company for 10 years prior to that, and then before that I was in the military. So if I fumble over my words just a little bit, you know, forgive me for it. I'm not a professional. I have taught heating and air in one of the technical schools, in fact, and so I know exactly if you were trying to think what avenue you need to go to get your education. The technical school is not the way to go. We had to teach so much stuff that had absolutely nothing to do with real-world heating and air. But I brought it up because as a teacher and staring into a camera, it's a little unnerving to begin with, but I'll play the part here in a minute and I'll stop fumbling so much. So anyway, what we're going to do is just kind of go over what it is you can expect to learn in this video series. You have a great opportunity here. As a business owner, I know without a doubt that one of the hardest things to get and maintain is a customer and a customer base. I use expensive yellow page advertising. I've done some radio, television, newspaper. We've put flyers out, you name it, we've done it. It costs anywhere from $300 and $350 on average to get a customer to call us, to have our phones ring. Now once we get that customer, we're already $300 in the hole. Now I've got to pay for a technician to go out there, and I've got to pay all the things that have to do that are associated with a business. A lot of guys don't understand that. You have a service techs that go out and make $300 on a service call and think, hey, you know, that they were doing this themselves, they could be rich. But like I just said, that $300 is a wash. That's what it took to get that customer. That doesn't mention his salary, all the payroll taxes we have to match, workman's comp, the vehicles, all the office staff, the office, advertising, it just goes on and on. So once I have a customer, I want to keep that customer. I want them coming back should something happen again, and with the ultimate goal of one day hopefully replacing their system with a nice, expensive, high efficiency one. Now the way I keep a customer is when I'm there, I offer a significant discount on the repair work if they sign up for the maintenance contract. Now the maintenance contract, what it does is it'll give them 2 times a year. We'll come out, and we'll come out in the heating season and the cooling season, and we'll thoroughly clean, inspect, and tune up their system. Now this is a benefit to them because they get an immediate savings on the initial service call that they're on now, the service repair. We come out twice more and we clean it, which is going to allow the system to run more efficiently and hopefully extend its service life. It's a great benefit to me because I can get my hands on that equipment 2 more times, and I've kind of locked that customer in. If something goes wrong in the future, they're generally going to call the company that they have a contract with. So most every company out there that's you know, in business to be in business, not your backyard mechanic guy, but any legitimate business, you're going to find that they have maintenance contract customers, and you call them different things: preventative maintenance, ESA, energy savings agreements. There's various terms that each company uses, but basically all it is a maintenance plan, and it locks the customer in. So once we get a customer to call, we go out, we try to sell them the maintenance contract. I actually have a whole department that does nothing but that. My dispatcher or my receptionist takes the call, and my energy savings agreement manager will call that customer when the tech's on the way and let them know about the maintenance contract. And she'll have them primed and ready by the time the service tech gets there, and they can save a % while they're there. They can get discounted service calls in the future, no overtime rates, priority listings, savings on units should they need it, and they get their units cleaned twice a year. So it's something that that every company has. So when I got this idea, and my wife actually stole the idea from me, because I actually taught a class a couple years ago. It was a 10-week class, 3 nights a week. I brought people in, ran an ad on the TV, and all I taught was how to do this maintenance. I had 12 people sign up. I only ran the ad for a couple weeks. I wish I had run it longer. I had 12 people, which was pretty good for such a short run. And all 12 graduated. All 12 completed the course. None of them quit. And all 12 got jobs. Now, does that make me a great teacher? Yeah. But it also shows that there is a niche for this. There's a need and a demand for it. And it also is your quickest route to get into the heating and air business. The great thing about being a maintenance man is I can teach you in about 4 weeks if you follow the course the way I got it laid out. Now, you can take longer if you want, or you can do it quicker. It all depends on how you learn. But 4 weeks doing the course how I got it laid out, you should be able to walk into an employer's office and with confidence say, hey, I can do these cleanings for your maintenance customers. I do a wonderful, thorough job. That system will run better after I've left, and it will cost them less to run. And I also know that it's important for me to look for things that are about to fail and either turn them on to your service technician to get repairs, or to look for equipment that's outdated or inefficient and turn that over to your comfort consultant or salesman, whatever they call it. A lot of companies, like my company, I have a certain amount of components that our maintenance men are allowed to sell and install on their own. And I give them 10% of whatever they sell. This is a great deal for them. They work Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, and they get 10% of whatever they sell. They also get 2% of any units they turn over to our salesmen. So my maintenance guys work less hours than my service techs. They're not on call. They don't work emergency weekend hours. And I got 2 of them that actually make more than my service techs do. So this is a wonderful business, and it can be learned extremely quickly because depending on the area you're in, you're going to have a specific type of equipment. You know, in our area, we have heat pumps, straight ACs, and gas furnaces. There's some oil here, not a lot. We have some geothermal, but 80% of your units are a specific thing. In Florida, it's almost completely heat pumps. So once you learn how to clean them, you're in a huge advantage. If you try to go to a technical school and you take 2 years out of your life, some of these things are 2 years. The least one I know is 1 year. And $10,000, $15,000. There's one out in Arizona, $20,000 for 2 years. You go there and you are taught from A to Z everything that has to do with heating, air conditioning, refrigeration, and ductwork. Problem is, when you come out of there, you're not a master at any of it. You don't know enough of it to get a job. And you're 2 years into this thing, you're in debt, and you're demanding a lot of money. And if I'm an employer, I already know that your head is full of stuff that has to be untaught. And that's going to be expensive. You're also going to demand a higher salary than some guy I can pick up off the street. I go constantly through drive-thrus, and if I'm treated well and respectfully, I'll give my card to whoever the cashier is, or the guy, the cook, or whoever's being nice to me, and I'll tell them, hey, come talk to me. And we have a training program, and I can train this guy in 4 weeks how to do this job. And the great thing about that is I get him out of that, minimum wage job. He immediately is making double what he was making as a guy at a fast food place, and he's working towards a career. The great thing about being a maintenance man also is that most of the equipment you go to is already working. If it's not, when you get there, then most companies ask that you turn it over to their service tech, so you're off the hook. So you can walk in, and as long as you have an idea of how to clean it, you can lay your hands on equipment that's actually working. You can run it through all its procedures, and you can see the sequence of operations, see how it's supposed to act when it's working normally, and you can start to learn that way. Plus, we have a whole another line of video series for service techs, and you'll get a lot of that when you buy this course. You'll get a lot of service-related videos and literature as well. But this initial course, the first part of this course, is 4 weeks long, and it's going to teach you everything you need to know to be able to get a job as a maintenance guy, and that's your quickest way. That's your foot in the door. You're going to walk in, and after watching the video on how to